Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for stopping by the warehouse. My name's Chase and today we're going to be checking out the Bauer IMS 11.0 hockey helmet. Now if you're kind of recognizing this shell, that's because Bauer acquired Cascade and that was with Mark Messier, who designed the M11 Pro and that 7 technology. So Bauer brought all of them over, same with that research department, and then this is going to be the first joint product, the IMS 11.0. So going into the shell, this is where we see very identical, very similar design to those M11 Pros, especially with that one-piece design, which is definitely different from what we see in most other helmets with that two-piece design. The reason why they did that is that when you have that two-piece and you take a really hard hit, the two pieces will move from one another and it changes how the helmet protects you. So they're really just going for great overall protection with that one-piece shell design. Going into the back, we have the ProFit 2 system here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you how the back works, and then I'll show you how it changes the interior of the liner. We have these 2 black tabs. To tighten it up, you're just going to go ahead and push on them, and it gives a really nice lock on the back. And then to open it up, you just grab on this silver one here and you pull it up and you're good to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and adjust it so you can see how this back part isn't just coming from one angle, but it's a really nice comprehensive grab. You can see as I pull it in there, it really pulls in tight from all over. A really nice comprehensive grab. I'm going to go ahead and open it back up, just giving you a really nice level of protection because it's going to give you the optimized fit. So now going into the liner, this is where we're going to see the 7 technology that was acquired by Bauer when Cascade was also acquired. That's going to be the 7 cones that run throughout the entire liner. And how these work is that once you take an impact, the cones will just squeeze together and they compress so that your head and your brain are not taking that impact energy, and it's all stored in these cones. Now the best feature that Mark Messier and his team basically figured out how to prevent concussions is managing the second and third impacts. Traditional helmets use an EPP type of a liner. And this is a closed cell foam that upon the first impact, say you get hit by a player, they compress, the foams compress, and then they take a while to expand back out. And then if you get hit again, or if you fall into the ice or the boards, they're already compressed and you're not getting that full protection. Well, these cones, upon that first impact, spring back out and they're prepared, and they're even more protective for the second and third impacts than they were for the first. So it's a awesome feature, and it's really great for those heavy, or for any type of a player out there. Now when this was acquired by Bauer, they did a lot of research on how can they improve it, or what can they do. So they found out that these cones, they were really great at managing the high impacts, but when it came to low impacts, or the softer ones, they weren't as optimized or as protective as they could be. So they went ahead and softened all the cones throughout the inside of the helmet, so it's going to be even more protective for those low impacts. So it's just a great feature to see, and it's really been optimized. And Bauer just went ahead and they kept pushing how protective a helmet can be with adding their most advanced material, the Poron XRD foam, all the way through the front half of the liner. This is their most advanced material that they used in any of their gear. We see it in the React and all the high-end stuff out there. It's really comfortable. It's a memory type of a foam material, so it's really good to see. It's really comfortable when it sits on your head up here in the front. But the main highlighting point is that it's one of the most protective materials that they can use in any of their equipment. So they're layering it on top of this nice comfort foam that runs throughout the entire liner. So again, it's adding that comfortability, but it's adding a layer of foam that is extremely protective. They went ahead and they ventilated the inside of the part of the helmet here in that Poron area. And that's a great feature to see, especially for those guys who wear those M11 Pros. They know how those M11 Pros weren't too ventilated. So this is going to really help push air through the front of the helmet. And then you can see it has a lot of perforation, a lot of those air vents in the back. So it's really giving it a nice direct entry and exit, giving you some really great airflow during the game. So you're going to have a lot of great custom options with these IMS helmets. First is that the shell comes in 15 different colors, and then these subshell vents come in 17 different colors, making for 255 unique color combinations. Now these are all available on our great customizer that you definitely have to check out. Go ahead and play with it. Just make some really sick looking helmets. It's a lot of fun. And then this does come in a cage combination, has a very similar cage to the React. It's the IMS 11 cage. It has a flat bar design, meaning that the bar is going to be shaped like this rather than a round shape. So it's going to have a 20% reduced visual obstruction versus a leading competitor's top of the line cage. So your vision is going to be great. Has a nice kind of a matte or a dark gunmetal gray color. And that's awesome because it doesn't blend in with the puck, so you could really pick out the puck on the ice, and it also creates a really nice contrast, and it looks pretty sick as well. It's very lightweight, just like the React cage, so it's a great combination from the helmet to the cage. And then we do have a floating chin cup here, very similar to what we see in the 9900. Has a 9900 helmet, has a dual density feel to it, has a Thermomax liner, so it's really comfortable when it sits on your chin, but it's also floating, so it has that really great fit to it. So for even more information about the Bauer IMS 11 helmets, be sure to check it out at inlineandicewarehouse.com.